The next problem is a general collision problem. Sometimes books call general collisions inelastic collisions. I don't like that term, even though it is accurate, because we will have a specific type of collision called perfectly inelastic, and we don't want to get the two confused. All general means is there are no specific internal properties of the collision. Objects collide, they move off. So things like they don't stick together, or certain types of energy may not be conserved. That's all we mean with a general collision. No specific properties. These take the longest to set up because there are so many numbers. So let's set up our general collision problem with the barges of salted toad guts. Please don't judge. So looking at the question, what do we have? We have a red barge. M1, 1.50 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, moving north at 0.250 meters per second. So here we go. V1 initial, let's call that north, 0.250 meters per second. So here we go. X, we'll call that north. So now we have a blue barge. M2, 1.00 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, moving south at 0.100 meters per second. So here we go, this way. They collide. What do I have? A red barge, still of M1, 1.50 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, where I don't know its final velocity, and the blue barge, M2, 1.00 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, and I do know its final velocity, V2 final, is said to the north at 0.125 meters per second. So these tend to take a while to set up because there's so many numbers. In fact, in general collisions with two particles, or two objects, however you want to look at it, look, you have 8 numbers, 2 on each object, a mass and a velocity. General collision between two objects, you will know 7 of those numbers if that's the entire problem. So they're not hard mathematically to solve, but you have to be careful. So let's write PI equals PF. Two objects colliding. M1 V1 initial plus M2 V2 initial is the initial momentum. The final momentum, M1 V1 final plus M2 V2 final. So we just got to put all the numbers in, and this is where it takes a little bit. 1.50 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, 0.250 meters per second, plus 1.00 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, negative 0.100 meters per second. I'm going to run out of room. That's going to be equal, so we'll have to just kind of go to the next line, equals 1.50 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, V1 final, plus 1.00 times 10 to the 5th kilograms, 0.125 meters per second. So it's just a long equation. So you can solve this. When you do solve, you get V1 final as 0.100 meters per second, which means the red barge is doing this, moving that way. So a general collision just has a lot of information you have to write down. Now notice, there is a question 2 to the problem. We will have to revisit question 2 later after we learn another concept.